Hi, my name is Aaron J. Marks. You can find out more about me at aaronjmarks.com. I'm a visionary purpose coach and a metaphysical leadership mentor. To my knowledge, I'm the only one in human history who's claimed either of those titles, and those that know me well tell me they couldn't imagine better ones for me. For as long as I can remember, I felt like my mind has worked just a little differently than most people's. At times it's been uncomfortable, but I've begun to see that it's actually incredibly important and that there's never been a better time to share the way that I think and see with the creative and entrepreneurial leaders out there who need to hear it. This is my podcast, A Higher Level. Everything we think, see, and do here happens on a higher level, and that makes all the difference. For some of you, these are among the most important and transformational conversations you will ever hear, and they will fill in something you may not have even known was missing, but something that is essential for your happiness and transformation. This podcast is all about creating a space for these conversations, a place to explore your deepest and most persistent questions about the human condition, a place to dream, play, and muse about the meaning of it all, a place people tell me only I can help them access, and a place of crucial importance for the human spirit and our future as the human race. On a higher level, everything is vast, rich, beautiful, and deeply optimistic. Join me there now, on a higher level. Hi, this is Aaron of aaronjmarks.com. I'm a visionary purpose coach and metaphysical leadership mentor. Hope you're doing well today. I'm doing well. I'm in the midst of this series about the 5 perpetual, paradoxical, perennial problems or dysfunctions in the human condition, and I'm getting to the end here. So this is the 4th one. Go back and listen to the beginning of the series if you're jumping in now. I recommend you do, because these are meant to unfold in a sequence. So 4th problem, combinatorial explosion. This is the only one that I didn't name. This is a name that exists in mathematics. And I have to credit John Vervaeke and his just phenomenal 50-part series, Awakening from the Meaning Crisis, for introducing me to this concept. If you enjoy listening to me, chances are you'll enjoy that quite a bit. It's like the whole history of cognitive science and philosophy in 50 episodes, and he, kind of makes a case for, or, what meaning and wisdom is. It's phenomenal. I found that in November. It's May of 2023. I found it in November of 2022, and I've listened to it numerous times. It's been so nourishing for my spirit. So yeah, Awakening from the Meaning Crisis, John Vervaeke. It's all on YouTube, and it's all on podcasts for free. So, combinatorial explosion, and this is what happens when we go from the present in the future, and start saying, okay, if as long as I did, I didn't ask, like I won the being lottery. That's copulatory happenstance, and I have this past that's been traumatic. We all do. That's narrative trauma. And that shows me what I'm frustrated by and what I want to improve. And we're in this present moment with this existential friction, in the future bearing down on us, demanding actions. And again, that's existential friction. So it's like, okay, I have to take leadership and creation actions. How do I structure them? And that's the realm of strategy, so you see we're roughly kind of moving up the realms and unfolding as we do. And as soon as I ask that question, I face combinatorial explosion. Here's what that is. So combinatorial explosion is basically my way of saying, okay, I want to build, I want to grow, I want to improve my life and, other people's as well, which is, the same thing, as we're a social species. What do I do first? Because there's an infinite number of actions I could take, right? With any goal, there's an infinite number of actions. That's combinatorial explosion. So combinatorial explosion, there's a specific definition. Actually, let me pull it up on Wikipedia here. It's just good to do that. Because again, this is a term that does exist. The other ones don't. The other ones are original. Combinatorial explosion. So yeah, like I said, it's from mathematics. So here's the definition. In mathematics, a combinatorial explosion is the rapid growth of the complexity of a problem due to how the combinatorics, so in other words, the way things fit together, the options that you get of the problem is affected by the input, constraints, and bounds of the problem. So in other words, when we ask, how many different actions can we take? Well, there's an infinite number, right? So how are we to navigate that? And what I've read in certain places is that combinatorial explosion is actually exponential upon exponential. So it's like, if linear growth is like a straight diagonal line, and then with with exponential growth, it's like half of a parabola. Combinatorial explosion is like an even sharper parabola. It just goes up toward infinity much, much more quickly. So it's like, what is the next action that I take? How do I figure that out? Because the nature of reality demands a next action in every moment, right? So what is my process? What is my strategic process for constructing the sequence of the actions that I take starting now and then proceeding into the future? That's combinatorial explosion. We deal with that in every moment, don't we? And we yeah, there's a good deal of our behavior and our social behavior that's designed to mitigate the overwhelm of combinatorial explosion, right? So, first of all, we know we're going to spend a lot of the day sleeping, right? But then in the morning, we're like, okay, so I'm going to put my morning routine between this time and this time. It's like, okay, so I have an hour for my morning routine. I know my morning routine is roughly going to exist of this, or going to consist of this, this, and this. Some of us need to be more habitual, right? To be more productive, right? Some of us can be a little more fluid, a little more spontaneous. I meet people of whom both is true. I meet growth-oriented individuals, of whom, both extremes are true. It's like some people say, yeah, I need to be very rigorous and structured. And some people say, yeah, I can kind of go with the flow and I still get done what I need to get done. And then you have people everywhere in between. And then what do you do? Well, maybe you have a meeting for an hour. Maybe you say, okay, I'm going to spend this hour doing this. And within that, it is technically combinatorially explosive, but it's less combinatorially explosive, but still every moment, we're dealing with combinatorial explosion. And it's like, a good analogy for this is language, right? It's like I'm improvising this and somehow my mind is cutting through the combinatorial explosion, because it's like if I was just going to sort of purely demonstrate how to put words together, in a grammatically correct way, it's like I have an infinite number of sentences, right? So I'm going to start with I. So then I could add a verb, right? I go, I eat, I think. You could start with an adverb. I quickly, I hesitantly, I thoughtfully, right? And it's like then, you branch off and branch off and branch off. And it's like pretty soon you have essentially an infinite number of sentences. So your brain is, it's actually very studied at dealing with combinatorial explosion. But we still deal with analysis paralysis, right? So it's like there are times when we're like, gosh, I just don't know which action to take next to get the outcome that I'm after. And that's you're hung up on combinatorial explosion. So that's the perpetual problem that we deal with. It's not a paradox so much as the other ones, but it is a challenge, and it is one of the challenges that I find that I help people navigate. So it's like, people come to me and they're like, yeah, I'm not sure which action to take next. And so then we kind of have to leap up past strategy to purpose. And eventually it becomes clear. And it's like, okay, you're stalling, you're avoiding this particular action. It's like, this is the highest impact action that you can take to free up your energy to flow where you want to go. That's the challenge of combinatorial explosion. Sometimes it just takes an outside perspective to strategize with you, someone to consult with you, someone to help you think, create that grammar in your life. Like we have that grammar in our brains, right? To sort through all the different words that we could possibly say after the next one and say, I have a grammar. I have a grammar to select that, So it's like purpose is the grammar of your life, that shows you how to structure your actions. And that's how we work with and mitigate the overwhelm that comes from combinatorial explosion. So combinatorial explosion, very helpful concept. It's about where the present meets the future. Or you could sort of say where action meets strategy, to use the 5 realms. So that's the fourth perpetual paradoxical problem or dysfunction of the human condition, is that we're constantly overwhelmed by all the possible things that we could do in the next moment. And it'll always be that way. And, that we have to somehow navigate, it's like, how do we cut away all the wrong ones and, find the right next one? So, all right, one more Perpetual paradoxical problem / dysfunction of the human condition is like probably my favorite one. So I'll see you for that one, and then we'll wrap up the series. So my name is Aaron of AaronJMarks.com. This is my podcast, A Higher Level, where everything we think, see, and do happens on a higher level. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for listening to A Higher Level. I hope that got you seeing, thinking, and acting just a little differently, or maybe even a lot. When you act differently, you get different results. But we need to start with the vision and the thinking. How do you feel? Ready to go and make positive, inspiring changes in your life and work? If so, it means what we're doing here is working, and I would love for you to let me know if this is you. There's a bunch of ways for you to get in touch with me. You can go to my website, aaronjmarks.com, or look for Aaron J. Marks, Visionary Purpose Coach and Metaphysical Leadership Mentor on Facebook, or you can look for Aaron J. Marks on LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever is easiest for you. And if this is speaking to you, I might suggest that you think about becoming one of my leadership coaching clients. In our work together, we'll have conversations on this level, but tailored just to your life and aspirations. You really can't imagine what a difference this can make for your mindset, vision, and results. The first step after learning more about my approach is to book a free, no-obligation discovery call, both of which you can do at aaronjmarks.com. If your intuition is nudging you, don't wait any longer. It is likely the next step along the marvelous journey of wherever you are here to go and whatever it is you are here to do. And I can't wait to meet you. Thanks again for listening, everyone. I'll see you on the next episode when we'll continue to see, think, and act on a higher level. I'll see you then. A Higher Level is the official podcast of Aaron J. Marks, Visionary Purpose Coach and Metaphysical Leadership Mentor. Learn more at www.aaronjmarks.com. A Higher Level is written, recorded, edited, and produced by Aaron J. Marks. Music is by Arye. I'll see you next time on A Higher Level.